¿Qué pasó? Ahora. Tenía ganas de llegar ahora solo.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
If you still haven't messaged me, whisper Lhian on Northerner for the invite to the raid.
Whoa. It looks like we're down Dragunovi today.
I mean,
Ah, porque
everyone's-
ya voy a hacer un tour. Un tour. Espera.
I mean, Dragunovi was pretty excited to join, so I think he'll come maybe a bit later.
Hopefully.
We will summon people who need summons, so don't worry.
Yeah, today we won't need warlocks. I can just summon people. It's alright. We have permission to summon people, so.
Huge.
Sorry, I got offended. I had to kick Moriena.
Actual witchcraft casted on me. I can't believe it.
That's what it is. There you go. If anyone needs a summon to Sparkwater Port, just type a 1 in the chat and I can summon you. In the raid chat.
Shang morphed me into a Scrimpus. Or a Glumbo. You can choose. Nice.
I will see if I can raise drag on Steam. Give me a sec.
Alright, everyone, thanks for joining. Do we have anyone recording or streaming on YouTube today? Or Twitch or whatever?
Guess not.
Is Shang?
Hello.
Okay, great. Because people will probably want to watch it later, and we might use it for something. Will you upload it anywhere after the trip? Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm gonna link it to the public Discord if that's okay with you.
O, dzień dobry.
Oh, Shang is coming with his gem account? That's
You know.
cheating.
Yeah, I get to summon people. I got approved.
Yeah, I can bring my gem account too.
Well, we don't need that many.
Just saving time.
Oh wait, it's your interview place.
The village, not the server. So I picked Sparkwater as a first area to visit today, or just maybe not visit because the guards really don't like me here. Just to gaze up
We
on
do the climb from the bottom to the top in high jump?
it. Probably, yeah. In the end,
Like that.
I picked Sparkwater because genuinely, when I was just starting on the server, I was playing a few different races, and Sparkwater, I think, was the first custom area that really impressed me with its quality.
That
when
was
I
actually good.
I think Sparkwater, from all the old custom places, it stood the test of time the best. It looks really good, and it really fits the area. And fortunately, we have the creator of the place today with us, so he can give some insights on the creation of Sparkwater and how it was made.
Hi. I made Sparkwater. Hello.
Hello.
So Sparkwater was a very interesting project because I didn't really have a say in kind of what it was. This was the first task I did when I joined the team. Somebody drew like a port in Duratar. It didn't have a name, but it was like, let's make a goblin town in Duratar. I don't know who drew it on MS Paint. It was either Gior, it was either Kazgrim, or it was either Five. I'm pretty sure it was one of those three people. They drew this really bad MS Paint drawing of a port, and they're like, "Hi, just make this."
Do you have the drawing still?
I
or
don't.
is-
It's on like 5 discords away. Like, it's ancient. I didn't bother saving it. It was so terrible looking. So yeah, they were like, yeah, just make this port in Duratar, and then you can join the team, I guess. Yeah, we also argued over the name Sparkwater a lot. It had like 15 different names that we kind of narrowed it down to Sparkwater. I think we had like Sludge Water, like Spark Fuse. Like there were so many different names we were kind of like debating over. Yeah, Sparkwater was done in one day. I used to work on Nogget like when I was in high school. So when I got the chance to come back to it, I was just so excited to use it again because it had been like 10 years since I used the program that I just went absolutely schizophrenic. Like I was up till like 1 p.m. the next day placing barrels and shit around the town. Like it was crazy. So I got Sparkwater done in like a day. It's probably the fastest I've ever worked just because I was like so excited to work on it. So it was like it's probably like a 12-hour build. I just grinded it out in one day. And I redesigned it halfway through. It looked a little weird at the halfway point, and I was like, screw this, I gotta redo the layout. But I'd say it looks pretty natural. It feels good. It has like that back alley behind the tavern. It just feels cool.
There aren't that many terrain edits here, right? You just placed the town here, right? So
Yeah, well, I flattened it. I used the flatten tool,
Yeah.
and I just flattened the land, and then yeah, I just placed all the stuff around. I had to place these rocks out here, and like these trees and stuff, because I built this like lumber type area, and I was like, oh, I want to have like shredders, and then I realized there's like no trees in Durotar, so I just put some stumps here, and I put a couple trees like around Sparkwater.
I think the whole area, especially as you mentioned in the town itself, like those tight alleys and everything, they just feel so natural and good. Like
Yeah.
I was really impressed when I came here first, and I was almost sure that it's what was here before. Like
Yeah, it definitely
you-
feels natural, that's for sure. Who designed the quests here? Yeah, that was me. You can shoot me for that. I know, they're pretty bad. I don't know if Torta remembers, but back when we made this place, we had no one to like do the SQL grinding, so Torta did all the work, like all the grunt work
Yeah.
of making all the NPCs.
Oh,
So
the
when I
whole
had-
prisoner.
Yeah, Torta was like our prisoner. We're like, make these NPCs now, and we had a gun to their head. And yeah, I had like I've lost so many pictures of this place when it was early in development. I had all the goblins lined up like a fucking platoon on the dock, like ready to get placed in the town. Yeah, and the Baxel escort quest was like a nightmare. Like there's
Yeah,
some-
that's the whole
the
prisoner.
script, he would just get stuck in random places.
there was a lot of like the design itself in those quests was pretty non-vanilla, I'd say, but
Yeah,
we improved.
Yeah, we got better. I mean, this place was like, I was like, hey, I want people to keep coming back every like 10 levels and get a new quest. That didn't work. That didn't really work. That was an absolutely ridiculous idea.
Kinda. I think it was like a high level quest, and I wrote like a few Normergang quests for
It
the zone.
it only really works if you have like NPCs sending you mail, or you get to a capital city where your tenants
What I needed to do in retrospect was to have a quest from another zone redirect you back to Sparkwater and then chain like that, but
That makes sense.
Yeah.
that would have worked better in retrospect. But yeah, like this town has like an Ajara quest chain. I don't think a single human has done the Ajara quest chain from Sparkwater. Like, if you have, you're one of the lucky few. Yes, there's like a level 54 quest in this town.
I mean, people come here for the goblin reputation, right? So
Yeah, but imagine you're level 54, you walk in town, you see a bunch of gold exclamation marks, you like look at one, you're like, oh, level 5 quests, okay, I'm leaving.
yes, that
Like the
could be
chance
a-
you look at the one quest that's like level 50, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there are people that needed like 2,400 quests for the title, so they might know.
But this area wasn't perfect, and come with me. I'll show you something.
Hey guys, where are you at?
The star,
Follow
the
the
star.
pack, follow the star.
If you need a summon, just type 1 in chat. You will be summoned.
Right, I'm
Yeah,
logging in.
if you get lost, we can drag you.
I do wish we could see like the smaller subzones too, but I get why we're going faults
Okay, guys,
on this.
look.
Oh, this I can
Oh,
explain
this.
this. We never fix this, dude. You can see this pool with the water is all messed up. I don't know what was happening, but I had like an ancient Nugget client, and it was just doing all kinds of weird stuff. Like I couldn't make sense of it. We tried to fix this pool so much, and it never got fixed. Something was just broken with these ADTs.
Genuinely, what you would have to do is to delete the water completely, because what's happening here is that water is being created on a few different layers at once. It's possible to fix, but just very tricky to do. So maybe on a maybe never.
Like for instance, the oil rig out at sea, that thing never had M maps. I don't know what happened,
yeah,
but we could
that's
never
stupid.
generate. We could never generate
Again,
easy collision for that
it has
stupid thing.
it has a duplicated unique ID entry. That's why it cannot have. Now I know those things because I had so many issues with it in the newer zones, but I never bothered to go back to the old ones and fix it.
Well,
Because
if you
that
were
was
wondering
just-
why all the crabs are in the water, that's why. When we released it, the crabs were on the oil rig, but if you went up the oil rig, they would just never aggro on you, and they would just stand there like a bunch of idiots.
It was just so hard to fix in a manageable way because of the lack of tooling with regenerating the unique IDs for every model. It was a
But
bug
yeah.
it was basically a bug with saving in Nogit, where different objects were in red properly. Yeah, the same thing happened on Uncle's Edge. Alright, I think we've seen and talked about everything that was to say for this area. If you haven't seen Sparkwater yourself, make a horde character, go in. Some of us can even do it. I guess we won't die to these goblins, so let's go.
Oh,
I don't get the dialogue though.
Just a funny fact. Someone made a tribute NPC for me in this building on the right. It's my only tribute NPC.
Who's that someone?
I think it was Torda.
What about Mr. Shang, the cat?
There's a cat called Mr. Shang, and then there's an NPC
Yeah, I
in this
remember
town
that.
called Chief Shang. I didn't make either of them. I'm not.
Alright, this ship does not go to Blackstone Isle, so let's get everyone summoned.
Telly Blackstone.
Reputation master for Wardens of Time is Dragunovi, so I think.
Fun fact: Woji's named NPC is an invisible frog that the boss in the new boss in Black Fathom Depths channels a beam toward.
He and Moon Whisper too, or am I wrong?
No, I just think it's that one spot. All right,
Who is
incoming
Moriena
mass
here?
summons.
Oh, someone is asking me in the in Whisper about the NPC that is selling those troll items, like the plate holy damage that can only be bought by Holy.
Yeah, Shang made
What-
those.
what was
it
the-
wasn't in my.
What was the idea for this NPC?
Oh, just trolling.
No, it's to promote people to do faction change after buying it.
No, just a bit of trolling.
Oh my
Like
god.
I made
really?
like a really good paladin item, but it was a horde 10 BOP. I just thought it was funny.
It was
My game is
especially
lagging so much here.
it was especially good like earlier patches when paladins didn't have unique T-sets for every specialization.
All right, are we all here?
Oh shit.
Looks like it.
Uh,
Oh, YouTube.
This is the stream, but I was supposed to send the Discord link for anyone who's not listening. Alright. Oh,
All right,
I think
so
think everyone will have
Sparkwater.
something to say about this zone.
Yeah, a lot of people contributed here.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start with creating it. Fun fact, Sparkwater is actually 2 Westfall ADTs and then 2 custom ADTs.
You mean
If you look at the-
right?
Yeah, Blackstone. If you look at the west side of the coast, I literally stole the Westfall coast and I just put it here. I'll
I
be
see it
100%
now.
honest.
You
If you go to the coast and you just look at the topography and then you go to Westfall on the Gold
Oh
Coast,
my god.
Oh
I
god,
see
it's
it now.
1-to-1.
it's
Yeah.
1-to-1. I just straight up yoinked it. I'm not gonna hide that. The project's over. I got nothing to hide. Nobody noticed it though. I got away with it.
Wow. It's
So the
That's
West
crazy.
Coast is actually just from Westfall.
Well, not anymore.
I just completely retextured it. Like I just made it white and then I painted it.
I was
One
wondering
that's-
how.
It was just to save time, honestly.
I was wondering how did you make this zone so fast, and now we know.
Yeah, me too.
because nobody knows really, but Blackstone Isle was done in like 2 weeks. It was stupid fast, and to do that, I just took 2 Westfall ADTs and I just made the West Coast. I just cloned it, and then the East Coast, I just made it. I just painted it.
The reason it was done so fast was because basically I was making Thalassian Highlands like my own project, and it wasn't meant to be a starting zone for High Elves. It was just meant to be like something I was just doing in my free time. However,
Yeah, but then it got like so far done and so good that it was like, this is a High Elf. This should be like the High Elf starting zone. And then I had to play catch up because then it was like, okay, what do we do in Goblins? I was like, okay, I'll make an island.
and still Blackstone Isle got made faster than Thalassian Highlands. Like
Yeah,
they were
I
done.
beat him and he had like a 2-month head start. It was pretty wild.
Also,
yeah.
Crescent Grove there's like a copy of Ajara Crater in topography too. But
Yes, Crescent
I think
Grove
more
is
people knew that.
Crescent Grove is straight up just a copy of it. You know what? Sometimes you gotta get a little scrappy. Like, why waste the time? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it works.
Hey Shang, was the foliage here also placed by hand, like what you did with the last?
No, here it was working properly. I was placing all the foliage. Shang was just choosing the.
Yeah, I
work,
just
so-
chose like the little tufts of grass, and then I was like, use these 4 tufts, and he's like, okay, and he just generated it.
Here it worked properly because the zone was made properly. I think the thing that took the longest for this zone was the custom Goblin WMOs.
Oh, the
Yeah.
tower. Let's go look at it.
Let's go to the big town here and see the main Goblin. building.
Fun fact from me: the Wizbots and the chickens here are exact copies from the original Goblin starting zone in Stone Talon, and the trash and its trash collection quest too.
Many
are like a
people
direct
probably
copy.
haven't even seen it because in the old times, High Elves were starting in Loch Modan and Goblins were starting in Stone Talon mountains.
Yeah,
Before we made
so we
it.
copied like mobs from there and a quest from there where you collect trash and put it here.
This place
Actually-
looks so much nicer than the original Goblin starting song. My Goblin is for the original and was just like
Oh,
Like a
I'm getting
romance.
attacked.
I have such a funny story actually for this tower. I actually have a couple little funny anecdotes. So the tower, this big tower that we're standing in front of, 1 week before release, a QA so happened to be playing a Tauren and tried to get to the top of the tower to pass in a quest. And we found out 1 week before release that Taurens could not get to the top of the tower. Like, it was just not big enough for them to go from the stairs up to the top. Like, it was just too small. Like, they could. So we had to, like, we're done, one of our 3D modelers.
No.
Last minute.
That-
Was it not? I thought it was.
It was
We're Done.
even worse because Verdan was still not working properly for us. And the guy who made this tower also stopped responding to me. So basically, I had to do it, and I fixed it, but I fixed it only for the male Tauren.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
apparently, female Tauren
Wait, what?
Female Tauren has a hitbox wise has a taller model, but I had no idea this is the case. So I fixed it for the male torrent and figured out, okay, it's fine, let's ship it. And after the patch comes in, someone reported that they cannot get to the top of the tower with a female torrent. Now it's fixed, but that was the initial issue.
It was just so funny that the QA was like, "We can't get to the top of the tower." I was like, "What do you mean, dude? You can get to. I've been there." And they were like, "I'm a torrent." I was like, "Oh, wait a second." There's also another thing with the tower that I thought might have been controversial or something, but it turned out to not be. And I'm kind of even hesitant mentioning it, but because maybe it's like my own personal little note. But at the top of the tower. Oh my god, 1 million miners are coming out. At the top of the tower near Tazlo? The guy at the top of the tower.
I remember that.
There's like a sniper at the top of the tower, and I thought people might make a connection to like Schindler's List or some shit, and I was so scared someone would be like, "Look at these guys, they're making a reference to Schindler's List." No, that wasn't what happened. Thank God nobody noticed it, but my god. It was a little sketch for a minute. I was like, do we take the sniper out? Do we leave it? What do we do?
It never even crossed my mind.
I know, most people were like, what do you mean? I was like, look at the sniper there. But, oh well, it worked out. It was cool.
Yeah, in my experience, most references will go over people's heads anyway. So
Yeah, usually.
just having fun.
So this starting zone was like a little bit different than like other starting zones because we had the problem where like since the main town was so close to the coal pits, it was like, do we put the level 1 trainers like down in the coal pits, or do we just like put all the trainers at Rustgate Ridge? So we kind of took a chance and just made it so there's no trainers down in the starting little region, and all the trainers are actually up here in like the town. So it was kind of like a question mark with how will they be able to figure that out, like new players, or is it all right? And it turned out all right, so thankfully it worked out.
Yeah, someone was asking about the query, and here's like a query.
Another query.
Everyone who was on the
Also, I found
last
proof.
day-
I have to correct you, Woji. You said that I demanded Moriena put a quarry in Northwind. That is factually incorrect. I found the DMs where Moriena, in our group chat, where Moriena was like, maybe I should put a quarry here, and I was like, I knew it wasn't me.
Because it was a Stockholm syndrome of us assuming that they need to.
Yeah, I do put quarries in a lot of places. So I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, he had to put a query to get your approval.
I'm just happy you didn't ask me to put quarry in Talassian Highlands. That would not fit.
It did. I don't think it would have fit. It definitely fit here though.
Yes, here it looks actually pretty good. All right.
I think the null portrait broke because he ported the. I don't know if it was Tamamo or someone, but they ported a null model from Rat with extra animations, and they broke the portrait for some of them.
I don't remember, but I think there was something wrong with those. Both this zone and the Last Highlands were very overtuned on the release, because I think our way of adding mobs does not account for the way the 1 to 10 mobs are slower. They are kind of weaker. So yeah. And no, the tower model and a lot of models that are used here are not used anywhere else in the world. They are just custom-made goblin assets that we had to make because, of course, goblins have
one building, two
yes.
buildings,
and they wouldn't even fit the zone. All right, let's go see other parts of the zone.
Just right quick, I want to shout out, I think it was Volca. There's one track in this zone that sounds so Fallout inspired, and I absolutely love it.
I had never been to this zone. So
I think I did all the rare mobs in this. Or was it me or Moriena? Actually, I'm not sure now.
I did.
Yeah, it was definitely Moriena. Also, shout out to Moriena. Moriena wrote like 90% of the quests in the zone, and I did
Yeah.
the remaining terrible 10%.
I did the rares in Thalassian then, because I'm pretty sure on that.
Here's another custom building that looks like a bucket. It even has a handle on the side.
When I saw all the goblin WMOs, I was like, these look like something from SpongeBob, and I absolutely love it.
I was gonna say this looks straight out of SpongeBob.
It's a chum bucket.
We were gonna use them for Kazan. Maybe.
Yep.
I mean, Kazan would probably need like thousands of new assets, but we would definitely use them. Most of them are just variations of the existing buildings, the same as the custom hideout buildings, but they still add a lot of character. Alright. I don't have that much to say about this zone because I haven't worked on it at all.
That's fine. Moriena wants to come in and talk about a quest or something, feel free.
I just know there's
We have the
Jojo,
counterfeit
reference.
shellcoin quest here, on this island.
Oh, yes, correct.
Wasn't there a quest that gave an actual shell coin? We had to change it because it was actually influencing the market.
That was a different quest, but yeah. I changed
Oh.
it to a counterfeit shell coin because over time the shell coin number just kept going up because people would just level characters.
oh my god, I fell. What
It's
is
okay,
this?
something.
Oh no.
So about how long does creating a custom building and asset take? I cannot really answer it because it depends completely on the model itself, right? So those variations of goblin buildings were done pretty fast. The tower took a little more time, but for example, a big asset like a whole dungeon takes months of work. Because it's not a work that can really be divided between multiple people. So it's just one person doing it, and it takes a lot of time and effort. This is the only green part of the zone.
Yeah, on the right here is like the knoll area that is like green. I wanted to have some form of contrast between the areas the goblins have completely ruined just living there and the wildlife, or what the island could have looked like before the goblins got here, at least somewhat. So I like the nice contrast between the green and like just the terrible brown and gray and the blacks. I thought it was all right. The water hole was just me trying to do some world building and justify, well, how are these people actually living here? So I just made a tall area with a waterfall and a little river, and I was like, all right, that's where they're getting their drinking water. It was just some world building to justify how the goblins are even living here.
Silvera, you mean the map, like the map you see when you press M, or like the dungeon? The dungeon was made by our modeler, Verdun. He also made the Dragunovi retreat, and he was making Silver Moon also. And he did a lot of places around the world. He was like our main guy for WMOs.
Do you mean don't this Dragon Sage?
I mean, yes, but Dragon Sage joined a bit later. Dragon Sage absolutely made amazing models, like he made the new Torrent dungeon, right? But
He did most of the extensions, I think.
he did, yeah, also most of the dungeon extensions. Verdun did only the first Wedding Caverns and
Deadmines.
Then he cried that because he had to do caves.
And Shadowfang Keep also. And the Crashing Scarlet Monastery part.
Yep, love that. Dude, I remember the Scarlet Monastery. Man, so many like knights just dragging like 50 Scarlet Crusaders through that like little little tunnel between the armory and regular armory.
Oh, that.
And then it would like
vortex.
crash. Oh my god! It was just me for like a day straight trying to figure out why.
Yeah,
this
if
is
people are wondering, like, if they try to fix that, why is this box still here? We like
And-
literally dragged our faces through the entire tunnel
And
trying to
honestly,
fix
I
it.
still don't know what exactly was crashing.
If you want an idea, I think there's like an area in the portal where NPCs can like clip through the floor or something. That's like the only guess I have because they like become invisible and the game's frame rate just tanks. But other than that, I don't know.
Alright, we've seen most, I think, all of the zone. So
Yep, where to next?
if anyone has any questions, ask them now about the zone.
Pouch of good fortune.
I remember making these rare items.
Wait, what is this? I don't have this recipe.
Yeah, I made like a series of like a handful of recipes for both Thalassian and Blackstone, and they were like two halves. So you would only get like the blacksmithing recipe in Blackstone, and you would only get like tailoring recipe in Thalassian. And I want the leveling zones to have something new, specifically. So I made these new recipes because the patch was pretty fast, so I felt a bit bad we couldn't add like any new provision recipes. So I did these.
Yeah, this patch cycle
compromise.
this patch release was very quick. It was kind of unreal.
Yeah, really proud of
Through
it.
the ringer. I just joined and you said, here,
Yeah,
to
Moriena.
90% of this zone.
Moriena joined the team, and I'm like, all right, you're in charge of all the quests of the Goblin Zone. Good luck. Because I was like making it while we were, or I was like finishing it while we were doing the quests. So it was an interesting experience.
For
All right, where are we going
Highlands-
next?
For the last Highlands, I did the quests in 2 nights because we had a deadline that I promised I will make, but I wasn't really one.
It was getting a little sketchy for a while there. I was like, "Where's the high elf quest, buddy?"
But they turned out very good.
Yeah, it turned out good.
Time
What-
limitation is great.
What other zones do we have to go to? Like
Okay,
Tel Aviv, Moon Whisper?
As I said,
Southern Silitus?
now we will go to Tel Aviv.
Oh my god, I
then,
never been there.
then we will go
Yeah.
to Moon Whisper Coast, and then we'll finish by coming from the bottom of Hyjal to the top of Hyjal.
Oh shit. I've never visited that place.
What about Slickwick Ulrich?
I'm not doing every subzone because in
Wow.
I also
Or-
skipped the subzone.
Alliance bias. Horde subzones are good.
No, I just skipped everything. So last time
Okay, so how do you get to here in the first place?
to Tel Aviv or to
Tel Aviv, yeah.
Once you get the
You
Teneris
just-
flight path, you get the Teneris flight path.
Oh,
you just fly here?
Yeah, you just get it automatically. It's a nice zone to
It's
level,
a-
actually.
It's pretty old, and it was also made in a time, in a pretty tumultuous time in the team. I think when
Yeah, there's some
Shang.
drama in the team, that's for sure.
it came out
Shang,
in 2022, right? Well,
it was made by Shang, and I joined the moment basically when the island was being released, and sadly I could never make a change because as much as I really love the zone, I have one very big issue with it, which I will now say, because we are closing anyway, and maybe no one noticed it. The coast is done so.
Oh, I whined about this too many times.
It's done so hastily. The painting between the beach and the coast.
Shang, that was
Oh, yeah.
around the same time you were making Frostmane Hollow, right?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, Frost. The first version of Frost
Frostmane Retreats, yeah.
at the time was called Frostmane Retreat, which we
Yeah,
you were-
used the retreat name for Dragon Maw, funny enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was making Frostmane Retreat at the time, which was Which was
Level
another
40
example
is-
of me being creative. I just took a section of Eltarak Valley that's off the map that you can't get to. And I was like, that's cool. That's a cool landscape. Let's just take that and make our own thing with it.
It's Dunmorrow.
It felt like Sufa, right? If it were in Dunmore, something like that, right?
So what
Because
about
it
Tel
was
Aviv?
open world.
Okay, sorry. About Tel Aviv, why was it actually created? Because as I said, I wasn't there.
It was pretty early in the team, and we were still in that phase where it was like, let's just throw stuff at the wall. And,
Oh my god!
And then let's see what works. So I kind of just decided to, hey, let's take a rip at this at Telebeam, because I'd already done Lapidus and Gilligim, so I kind of got better at the jungle tile set, and I thought I could just do a better job at the jungle tile set. So I decided, hey, let's just take a rip at Telebeam. I thought I could do it pretty quick, which I did. It was a good turnaround. It was just done pretty fast. And I had some cool ideas with the whole, like, let's make gigantic bananas, and then let's make a food for, like, high levels, which could be, like, a cool area to just come back to and farm bananas as a max level, like, as something to do. So yeah, I did Telebeam really quick. It was like 3 weeks, I want to say. It was pretty fast.
We were originally making Telebeam like a future patch, but we ended up like,
Making
let's
it a
wait,
patch.
and yeah, we added on.
It's released on like a pretty small patch, I think.
Yeah, it was like its own patch. We just finished a patch, and I had Telebeam like half done or something.
It had
we were
few
like-
of my edits, which I did, and then I kind of like dipped out of the team for a while, like the Night Elf edits. Do you remember?
You did the Chimera Roost, right?
It was later. My first edits were the towns of Forest Song and Talanar in Ferolas. Like I made those two things, but due to some personal things, I had to stop working.
Was it the Anchor's Fall patch?
I don't
I think so.
remember.
I think it's the Anchor's
Talking
Fall
about
patch.
the Anchor's Fall patch.
Okay,
This was 2 patches before that.
I always wanted to ask about this. What was the story with the building?
Tamamo.
Tamamo?
Yes, but it's still like your map. So how did he convince you to put the Asian
Oh,
house?
dude, there was some
Oh,
there was some
no.
team politics going on. Let's just say.
Yeah,
Got
that.
it. Right.
Some politics go. I had to do some appeasement. You know what I mean? Let's just say that Tamamo was a bit of a God bless him. God bless him.
Yeah, that's the explanation.
Got it. And I cannot look at the coast.
Oh, Torta went to bed. Good night, Torta.
I like the bamboos here.
Yeah, this was it was a cool idea. Just to make this one island have bamboo. I thought it was neat.
Why did you not make the coast proper?
I'll be honest. Just I was like, frick it, man. Nobody's gonna be spending a lot of time on the coast.
I made the Cobras here green because I wanted a cool hunter pet appearance, and we made serpents chemical.
I think this zone also has a unique creature model. It has the chimpanzees from Cataclysm,
Yes.
Yeah,
Monkey.
and it doesn't have a quarry though.
Oh,
Fun fact: I wanted there to be a monkey dungeon on this island, but it didn't make it.
It was
Monkey
still
temple.
There was not enough support in the team for it. I couldn't swing it.
I think it
2
was
people's
also
enough.
in the times when we didn't have custom WMOs, so I don't know how would you make a monkey.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know, it would have been tricky to make it too. We didn't really have the resources.
The whole reason that actually, because I started the team with our 3D models, was because I really, when we were making Hyjal, I was really fixated on the idea of barrow deeps, of the tunnels below Kalimdor. So I was like, I'm just gonna make it myself. No one really knew how to do it, and I just learned it myself, and I realized this is way above my skill set to make whole underground Kalimdor map, and it kind of spiraled out to create an actual free team and actually create dungeons and everything. But we never made the Battle Deeps.
Yeah, I'm so sad. I really wanted the underground zone.
Mostly because it was unrealistic. It would have to be instanced because
Yeah.
putting such big WMO below the world is impossible because WMOs have a size limit, and Verdun actually reached it with a Stormrod Castle, and he had to scale it down. There is some point when the render engine cannot handle such big models.
Honestly, maybe it would have been big enough as like a mini zone. Who knows?
Yes, but it's supposed to go below all of northern Kalimdor, so probably it should have connected from Azara to Darkshore. Yes, Stormrod was even bigger, and at some point it was so big that we just told Verdun to scale it by like 30% down, because you didn't lose any actual good-looking places. You just lost a lot of like connecting corridors and tunnels.
Yeah,
and
it wasn't like more rooms. It was just like more connecting points to make it feel like a maze, essentially. That's what got cut.
And some rooms got scaled a bit. For example, the room where you enter and you have this big statue of a Dark Portal Knight, right? When standing in this hood and everything, this room got scaled pretty significantly.
You remember when We're Done wanted to remake Stormrot when he thought it didn't look the greatest, and we were all kind of like... It was very early. It was like when he finished the room with the... It was right before the room with the statue. We really loved the castle section, but then he started on the under part of the Stormrot Castle, and the first draft was a little rough, and he tried to redo it, and the redo was worse. And then we're like, all right, go back to what you were doing. Let's just make it a little better. And then it turned out awesome, honestly.
We had to change the one of the cave sections to be different. So it stood out.
Can I ask you for something, guys? Because we are standing here right now, can you write on the channel in the Discord your opinion and like comment about Stormrot Castle? Because the modeler who did it, I think he has a very low self-esteem, and I think it would help him if he saw all the amazing comments about the dungeon, because he still hates it. So if you guys could just write something, I will show it to him later.
Yeah, in the Discord chat.
Yeah, poor Verdun.
I still find it funny that the idea of Stormrod Castle just plopped
Oh,
up.
that was so
running
off.
around in battle.
That was so off the cuff, wasn't it? Stormrot Castle was okay. So Stormrot Castle. I wanted to. I wasn't in the last Eastern Kingdom, so let me talk us for a second. Stormrot Castle was not intended to be in Baelor. Like when we wrote up the design patch, we actually had Stormrot Castle placed, but it wasn't a dungeon. It was just like a generic kind of castle on top of Baelor that you do in Elite Quest.
It's the Northwind keep.
Yes,
but
it
crashed.
Model of the Northwind castle.
But like destroyed. So I think it used to be the Northwind Castle, but destroyed. And then at some point, it was either me or Moriena. It might have been me. I'm not sure, but I think it was me. I was like, this place deserves a dungeon. Like, having the castle, since it's already the center point of the island, making a dungeon out of this castle would be, like, such a good idea. So, like, right in the middle of the patch dev, we just, like, chained worded up to a radiator, and we're like, get started, buddy. Like, get started. Here's the idea. He was just finished Dragon Ball Retreat, and he was, like, a little burnt out. And I just put the shackles on the man, and I dragged him into my dungeon, and I was like, all right, so think like castle, but like demonic influence. Like the castle's being warped by like the Shadow Council. Like it starts out like a normal castle, then it slowly gets more weird. And he was like, okay. And then, yeah, that's how we got there.
Dude, it reminds me of a dungeon from Breath of the Lich King called Ankahed, the Old Kingdom, or something like that. I don't know if you remember.
But that,
Yeah, it's
that was a
kinda
Nubian
unique.
dungeon, right?
I was scared people would think that it would be too close to Moradon since it uses some of the textures. But no, I think it stands on its own.
I
No,
think
it's
the
really
part where, like, the whole castle part makes it stand out a lot from Marathon, right?
If I had to redo it, honestly, I'd make the castle section a little longer and make the cave section a little smaller. But that's just me.
I agree,
Maybe,
but it's almost
maybe
it's a
slightly.
10 out of 10.
I can
Alright,
see
well-
that. Yeah,
I agree
it
with
feels like
Jake.
it's 60% Stormrot Descent and 40% Castle.
So with Telebeam, someone on the team hated the shape of Telebeam. They kept saying it looked like a foot, and it kind of drove me nuts a little bit. They all, like, Telebeam looks terrible, looks like a foot, and I'm like, no, don't stop it, because I redid the Jagged Isles. You should have seen it before. It literally looked like a baby's foot. It was like 3 islands side by side, and then the little one on the bottom right corner. It looked so like foot shaped, and then when they said that, I was like, "Oh Jesus!" So I redid the Jagged Isles, and now it's jagged. It used to
I
just
think-
be 3 long islands. It looked like a foot. It was terrible.
Dude, I think that's more telling of the person that thought it would look like a foot.
I mean, everybody
Yeah.
would have called it the foot zone. To be honest, it did look like a foot when they told me. I was like, "You're completely right."
What I find pretty interesting is that the first 3 custom zones were tropical islands.
Yeah, true.
Someone
Everybody
who
used to complain about that too. So
someone
it was
who
like,
didn't
it's
know
the same
better
way.
could think that we lacked the technology to make anything else. Like, we could only use those textures to make something.
It could
yeah.
do with a little less trash. Yeah, we learned that lesson pretty early in I don't know if you've ever been to the early versions of Lapidus and Gilligan, but my god, the trash was insanity.
No, he meant in Stormrod Castle.
We removed
Oh, it's
some.
Stormrock Castle.
We removed some also in the last patch, so it's a
Yeah.
bit faster. Dude, those mobs are vile.
I remember in our playtesting of Stormrod, those ones that do the Rain of Fire were like insane. Like if you pulled like 4 of them, they would just like kill you. So we had to like change how they worked a little bit, or we had to delay the AoE. But I think we're pretty good with Telebeam. I don't really have much Telebeam stories.
About Gilligan and Lapidus, I cannot say anything because I joined well after those zones were made, so Shang can tell you.
Gilligan and Lapidus was like, oh dude, I actually feel gross thinking of Gilligan and Lapidus. I didn't even want to really do Gilligan and Lapidus, but it was like everybody on the team was like, oh, it'd be so cool, let's do it.
It was
Man,
just
the
standing-
state that I got them in was so gross. There was like a line of land like around an ADT, like where Blizzard just, I guess, gave up. Like there's no water there, and then oh dude, it was just
Because,
Oh my god.
how did you get
Is that
them?
why
Like,
you make the
They
they were
soundbar?
they were like straight up ADTs ripped out of like 0.5.1 or whatever.
I see some love it. There were some issues also with the conversion between the game versions.
Yeah, like I could only edit them on like an old version of Nogget, and like I can't even load them anymore on my modern Nogget. Like it just crashes.
No, Nogit Red opens them. But,
Okay, well Frogget does not like it. It just
Yes.
crashes.
it's a massive issue to convert back the water, right? So
Frogget. I don't think people know what it is.
Oh, we have our
Frogget is-
own version of Nogget called Frogget.
It was specifically made to add water to Nugget ADTs, and that's like the only purpose.
Yeah, for Vanilla WoW.
Otherwise, we can't even place water, so we had to get our developers to make a special version to actually do it. Otherwise, we will just make deserts, I guess.
Alright, I think we've seen everything here. The zone is pretty small. So now let's get to the huge zone. Absolutely huge zone. Let's get to Moon Whisper Coast and let's go
Wait,
from
wait,
the.
I just died. Can you summon me if I'm dead? Yeah.
Where did you die?
No. Someone did it. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go to Moon Whisper then.
We should squeeze in the dungeon. Windhorn if we can.
Oh yeah, please. Dude, I haven't been there.
I think we should probably be able to enter by as a 40 man and now.
Do you think?
Might be to
Me?
summon everybody.
I know people. I think restrictions on dungeons were removed. I'm not sure.
Oh my god! Dude, I need to pop off the music here. But
Well, obviously we are not doing Timbermore because it's actually a challenging raid, and I'm not doing a raid with one shaman.
I could go shaman.
But yeah, we can talk about it a bit. Actually, since we are next to it, I can do it now before we go to Moon Whisper.
Yeah, let's just talk
we're
about
already
Tiamat.
here.
So I don't exactly remember how the idea started for Timbermore Hold. I'm pretty sure it was because we got one of the modelers who was extremely experienced and extremely good, and he asked if he can work for us. He was one of the modelers also in Epoch. He made some custom content there, but he wasn't like completely tied to any project, so he came to us also, and we found some work for him. So he made the Timbermore Hold and all those tunnels and everything. And honestly, when I saw first pictures from him, I was so amazed by everything, by the WMO. But in the beginning, the plan was to make a Timbermore Hold a 5-man dungeon, like just a level 60 5-man dungeon, and everything
We
like.
also discussed making it a 10-man like Karazhan.
But after everything was done, it was so good that we figured out that it would be a waste to really just keep it as a 5-man or 10-man. It had to be a raid. Some rooms had to be scaled up because they were not prepared for 20 people. But yeah.
I think last time that that it also part of the decision was because there was already a lot of content on that tier of like high-end level 60 pre-raid, and
Yeah,
adding
exactly.
more was difficult.
Everything, reputations give you a gear of similar level. So there was just a lot of there wasn't a lot of room to put more level 60 items there. And yeah, I think that the raid turned out amazing, and I'm just really sad that we never were able to actually tune it as it should be, because
Yeah, we released it on a purposefully a bit overtuned state, so it's not how it should be. We released it, and then we intended to nerf it, but we got the news pretty quickly after, and then it was like, all right, like, kind of, well, what's the point at this point? Like, there's no longevity for it, so it was kind of just like, let's just leave it as it is for now, and then maybe we'll come back to it, but I don't think we did get back to it.
we didn't really split the raid into first easy bosses and hard last bosses. Of course, in every raid we are planning to make the first bosses a bit easier, right? But it's not like we made 5 bosses hard and 5 easy on purpose. It just naturally difficulty should be somewhat scaling. Of course, you cannot have it perfectly, right? So some later bosses can be easier than earlier bosses. because it just turns out that way. For example, in Karazhan, Samfta's dal is very easy after a very hard boss, which is chess, right? But usually we put first boss as a boss that is not a complete pushover, because it should kind of test the coordination of the group. For example, Narmun in Kara 40 is a very simple boss, but you have to execute the mechanics, right? You cannot defeat him just by overpowering him, and it's just like a brain check. And it's because when you know what's happening, it's not really difficult. So yeah, that's our like general design idea for the bosses. And of course, last boss in Timberman Hold was made very hard on purpose because it was a secret boss, and I've done it, and I think he's amazing boss fight because it was Moriena's and mine combined effort to design him, and I think it turned out amazing.
Yeah, so Timberman Hold, the idea was the loot and difficulty should be like post AQ20, so like harder than AQ20. That was like sort of where we wanted to end up. So if people are asking why are there blues, because it's a 20-man. So yeah, there's blues.
I think there's some issues with the actual loot tables, but that's something that we never managed to fix in time. So does anyone have any questions about Timberman Hold and like any ideas behind it?
I just want to run it before it all ends.
With class weapons, me and Drag. So
Yeah.
I was kind of like talking with him that Molten Core class weapons were very cool.
I think Moriena did the daggers, no?
I mean the quests, and I'm just talking about the idea because Moriena made the quest lines and everything, but so what zone was next in development? Right now, Shang was making Kultiras, I was making Queltalas, which those two zones sound weirdly similar in name. And Moriena, I don't think he was working on anything yet. But I'm
I would
not
have
sure.
done the
He was working on
mini
Moon
zone
Whisper.
edits.
On what?
On the mini zone edits.
Right. But what is the next zone you would be making? Did you have any plans?
Southern
Don't
Syllabus.
tell me Southern.
But yeah,
Probably that.
Curator in Kara 40 was as a flavor NPC. So just before release of Kara 40, we were kind of asked by one of the leaders of the team to put some more flavor in Kara 40. So I put like those books that you had all over the Kara, and put like those like little game objects you could interact with, and roleplay events, right? So
Like when the Sargeras is talking and stuff.
but yeah, class weapons in Timber Hall just happened because I was talking with Dragunovi how cool the Molten Core quests for class weapons are after I got the Rock Delar on my Hunter. I thought this quest line to get it was amazing because it was really skill testing for the player. Of course, it wasn't super hard. Like it took like 2 hours to complete. But for every like of those mini bosses, you had like skill check to complete. So it was very cool, and I thought like we should do something similar in Timberman Hall.
he originally wanted to do Druid and Warlock class weapons for Emerald Sanctum, but it never happened.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Let's go then. Let's see the zone. The zone was created by Moriena. The textures, I will now still credit the textures were done by me. The trees, the colors were done by me, but everything else was basically Moriena's contribution or contribution of the 3D modelers.
I contributed to the grass texture. I was on GIMP just slightly tweaking the shade of blue until I got the thumbs up from Moriena with what they wanted. So that was my contribution to the zone, was the ground texture.
Right. I made the highlights after. Okay. We also made this zone has the unique football models that were introduced in this patch. Because we added like 50 new football display discs that are completely unique with those hoods. You can see all of them in Tibemo, right? Of course.
Tibemo Raid only uses like the evil ones. You can see the non-evil ones out here though, which I think they look awesome.
I changed like a lot of the original furballs to use like the new models with the armors and hoods, but the original fur color. So you can see them in the normal world in like Ashenvale, etc. too.
I'm getting a reputation. Thank you guys. Oh. Anyway, Moriena, do you want to talk or are you unable to? If you don't want to, I can do it for you.
I mean, I can, but I just don't know what.
I will say this zone, like, I know Moriena was doubting their ability the entire zone. You'd be like, Moriena post a picture, and I'd be like, that looks awesome, and Moriena would be like, no, it doesn't.
Stop lying to me.
I'd be like, you're lying. It looks terrible.
No,
I actually have a question. Like,
Yeah,
Mori, you did the quest for the Draenei, right?
Yes.
How was that process?
Well,
Yeah.
I can just start how I came up with the idea. I think it was random discussion
Because
within the team.
they seem to have like their own language and something like where you take them from.
Well, I'll get there. Wait.
All right.
The inception of the zone kind of started in a random discussion within the team. I'm not quite sure where it started, but I think Shang mentioned Northern Ashara at one point. Basically, where the first mission of the Frozen Throne takes place, where Maiev is hunting down Illidan. And I was kind of intrigued by the idea to tackle that concept. So I slapped something together, some concept stuff. I can share it in the channel real quick. And basically made half the zone and a little bit more, and was like, okay, that's fine, this is an appropriate size. And then Shang said, no, just make it bigger. And then I like doubled the size of what it is now. And because of that, I was kind of a little bit intrigued from having like this half-sized zone, full-on Dragunovi Valley sized zone. And because of that, I just had a lot of things to do, a lot of textures to paint. I luckily didn't have to model the mount that much because I just used what Cliffside Blizzard already put here. You know, the like cliff sides on the edges of the map where you can just like swim around, where nothing really is much there to see. This is basically the entire mountainside of the zone. I just repainted it with the appropriate textures, which is why it sometimes repeats if you pay attention. And yeah, because of that, and the fact that I just made Northwind and Balor for, in my opinion, better work than this, I didn't
Really?
feel quite content with what I put out here. Regarding the Draenei, pretty early I wanted to add some more Draenei stories here into the zone. I think Shang also brought this up. I'm not quite sure. And basically add the Morogai faction that was in the alpha or beta build of Vanilla, where there was a proto Draenei faction that never saw the light of day, and so it just added this second tribe to the one we already had introduced with, or was already in the game but fleshed out with the Karazhan patch. And yeah, this led to us establishing the Draenei Exiles faction, where both of these tribes are just like one faction. And yeah, from that on, we just established some extra lore for the tribe. I introduced some Draenei words that I also previously introduced with the Sanf tribe quest lines in School of Sorrows, and they're just words I came up with.
Pareska.
Yes.
Yeah, like in Draenei, like the reason there's like Sanf Claw and Morogai Claw, we just, I guess early on I just decided Claw was just like a Draenei word for chieftain. So we had Sanf Claw, which was the leader of Harborage, and then we were like, hey, let's just use Morogai Claw. So maybe it's like there's like a established culture where the leaders like adopt this name or something.
Yeah.
We already kind of did a lot of work with Draenei culture when we redid Harborage. Like we came up with the idea that the Draenei's are like these rift walkers, because this was kind of established in Warcraft 3 and in WoW. Like they sort of had these special guys called rift walkers. But I kind of wanted to push it a little forward, where these rift walkers, it's like an ancient knowledge, like it's not that well known, and the people that do rift walking, like Oxidor from Kara 40, this is like an ancient knowledge that even the people now, like Oxidor, who's a master at it, he would be considered like a beginner for like the Draenei back in the day. It's like an ancient race whose like knowledge is like forgotten. Like they're kind of like working with like hand-me-down like words from the past. So a lot's been forgotten. That was kind of the idea for the Draenei. They're kind of like working with this forgotten magic that they barely even know, but they're just sort of making it work. That was kind of the idea where the Draenei magic came from,
which in turn crystallizes in their kind of obsession with tradition, which you can also see in the quest lines for this zone, where there's a conflict between keeping up the traditions that may not be beneficial to your tribe and abandoning them. Yeah, there's this conflict between the Morogai and Fallen One on how to approach Draenei traditions.
And they made like a huge effort to just get through here via brief walking, right?
They just ended here by accident.
Oh,
just
by
like
accident.
the Sun tribe.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If you're ever wondering why
What's the point of the bid-ask Dragon?
Sorry, what was that?
What's the point of the bid-ask Dragon? Yeah, well, it's not on screen right now, but it's somewhere in the zone.
Oh, you mean Vinegosa's rest or whatever?
We'll talk about it when we're there.
The statue of the dragon? Right? Or not?
Oh, I want to talk a little of the music here, if I may.
For sure, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so I have a lot to talk about the music here, because I think it's my best work here in total. But especially this track, the one that sounds in the Tauran songs and you know, this Draenei village, it was made like 2 weeks before deadline or 1 week before deadline. And I just needed more minutes So I just called my girlfriend, who's a violinist, and I had these drums, and I said, "Can you improvise something on top of this?" And she made that like cello that is actually a violin pitched down, and then I added all the instruments to it, and I think it's the most remembered song of the song. So that was like a happy little accident.
Yeah, you did just to pat you on the back. Honestly, this zone has such like an awesome like a melancholy feel to it, like a sort of like nostalgic kind of vibe to it, like sort of like thinking back to better times. I feel like it has that kind of vibe in the music, man. I adore it.
Yeah, I agree. Like my main inspirations for the music in this zone were, of course, many know that were Sangermarsh, Sangermarsh, and Terragar Forest, of course, and some parts of Nagrand as well, but Terragar Forest more than anything. And I tried making this soundtrack much more ambient than before, but because Northwind was pretty orchestral, symphonic, and had a lot of grandeur, right? And people loved it for that. But in my opinion, it was just a little bit too much. Because in Vanilla, you didn't have this big ass orchestral music. It was something that blended in the background, right? So that was my focus with this song. Yeah.
Yeah, it came out great.
Oh, and yeah, sorry.
Just saying, it came out great.
Yeah. At first, I thought this was an Elven song. So I made the music that is in Tyrandas first, and some members of the team said, that sounds a little bit too Elven, especially Gear, right? So I had to scrape everything and make this ambient and tribal music that I had never done before, but I eventually got better at it. But
it is an Elven zone. Like
we'll get to it, right?
What I mean is, we are all the time when we are passing from here. We are in Elven ruins all the time. This is an Elven zone in design of it. It's just not currently inhabited by many elves, but by even here in this Draenei village, everywhere you see night elf ruins because
you see the ruins and everything. That's because I think you hear the strings in the music, which is contrary to tribal music, but in my opinion, it represents the Elven heritage that was left here, right? In contrast with all the drums and all of it. But you get to hear the Night Elf influence when you get to Tyrandas, and there's this song that I think it's the best I've done. And I told you one day, like, it doesn't sound anywhere, so just put it there, right?
Yes. All right. We will travel through more of the zone. You can when we hear different music, because there are 3 different types of music playing here. One of them is playing in the villages, so it's playing in the villages of Torrens and the Draenei. You have the music that's playing everywhere except the villages, and then you have the music that's playing in the Night Elf areas. And also you have Warcraft 3 music in Nandis. So let's see the rest of the zone. I will talk a bit about my contributions to the zone. Again, it was something done just before the deadline. I was making the Alliance content here, and it's not like that it is so little Alliance content because I was doing it just before the deadline. It was just something we decided to do because in previous parts we had much more Alliance content generally, and so for balance. And I think initially I was kind of skeptical of the idea to make this zone Horde.
Like Horde favored, like 60-40-ish.
Yes, somewhere around this. But after Moriena and Georg made their lore for the Torrens, I just instantly fell in love with it. I think they made an amazing job with it.
I will admit something. I am the reason it's horde focused.
Here's the high elf place I made. Hello. With the brother of my, with the cousin of my favorite guy, Astral Sunspawn. Alright, we're getting attacked. Because it's my trip, I can show my content first. Okay. Alright, let's go.
Damn.
It's done. It's everything I've done for this zone. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't know this zone existed. This part.
I mean, I had a lot of the client work with it, right? So this is not my only contribution. I was fixing everything clients related, but design-wise, I just made the quest. Okay, let's go here and see the Grove of the Moon. It's a very nice looking area.
Dude, I thought it was an incredible touch that you added the Worker 3 music. I had never thought of it.
I just added the Warcraft music because honestly,
Nice.
I was just listening to it like a day before, and I thought it would feel very nice.
I think we always had the idea that Nenda should have Warcraft 3 music.
Oh my god, oh, can someone save me? Oh no.
Goodbye.
Damn. Thank you.
Oh wait, we should visit Paisan. I think he's somewhere around here.
No, he's back.
Ah, fuck. Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
I never remember. Okay, let's go back. Let's visit Paisan. It's the man, the legend himself, and Moriena can explain why the elementals are here in the meantime.
Well, Shang wanted to have this place be somewhat elementally important, and have it somewhat akin to the elemental places in Arathi, which is why they use the same stone structures but recolored bluegrass. And it's just a place that's very close to the elements, which is why they manifest themselves here. Yeah. And they're also tied to the Tauran tribe of Munhov here.
Is there like a festival for this, or because there's something going on with the elementals, right?
The Horde has a quest line where they're celebrating the coming of the Blue Moon, which is a quest chain. Nothing really to do with the elementals, though.
Oh no, he's attacking you. Guys, go away. He cannot be killed. Where is he?
Dude, my girlfriend thought it was a reference to me.
No, it's just the
And she sent me a screenshot
antagonist
saying,
of Jojo.
dude, that's you. Damn. I would have wanted to have an NPC sometime, but well, I think Legal got one.
Is he gone?
Legal did get one. Now he's just running in circles.
So Pisan is no, he doesn't say anything because he kind of forgot about it. Pisan is just a guy who was created as a meme for the paladin community. Well, he has this amazing paladin sword and he's all of these items. He's just neat.
Guy.
Shiga, I don't know. There's island just below the Maelstrom, I think is Zandalor. Yeah.
Can I ask why are we killing an ancient? Is it corrupted or? I don't know.
He's just doing his own. He's doing his own thing, dude.
All right.
Oh my god, no, my demon is.
I can say a few things about Morogai village development,
Yes, please.
because it was looking very differently in the early stages of making this map. If you look at the Discord channel, I'm sharing another picture. When I first developed the Draenei part, probably the first thing I developed alongside the Frobox stuff. And in the beginning, I envisioned the Draenei to have brought with them some mushroom spores from Draenor, which would kind of grow and cultivate here in Whisper Coast, and have them have this mushroom ecosystem economy stuff where they would harvest mushrooms and plant them around the island where they live. But due to the entire zone being blue and these Zengar Marsh mushrooms having such a TPC vibe, we decided against that and just scrapped them and have them just regular trees on the island, as to have it a little bit more unique and not have the TPC allegations that strong.
Yeah, I was a very big proponent of please kill the trees. I don't want this to be Zangar Marsh 2.0.
Okay, welcome to Nandis. So here, I don't know, probably you've noticed, but most of the buildings in Nandis are actually just buildings from Darnassus that we cut out from the Darnassus WMO. Because like Night Elves don't have that many buildings, WMOs. You have like 3 variants. So what we did, we just cut out the buildings from Darnassus.
Incidentally, in the Frozen Throne mission, you also have like these tall Night Elf buildings on the map, so it fit quite well to keep the visual.
I don't know if it ever got in. Did we ever get a reference to Maevin?
Only the orb secret item.
It's spawns on Warden, so it's...
So I wanted to make a quest that would play the cinematic where Maiev confronts Illidan at the docks, and then he gets on the boat and leaves. Like, I wanted to have that cinematic play, like 1-for-1 with the voice lines, with like ghosts that would like replay that cutscene from Warcraft 3. But it just didn't end up making it in. I had a lot going on at the time, IRL, and we had some deadlines, so it didn't make it. If I could come back, I would add that, though. I think it was supposed to be a secret too. Like, it was supposed to be you find some tiny little thing, and then you can go do this quests, and then you could go see that cutscene again. Oh yeah, we should check out Ice Point Rock after we're done too.
Yes. After Moon Whisper, we'll go to Ice Point Rock and then to Hydro to end it. So yeah, that was Nandis.
Also, yeah, as Woji said before, Nendis is from a Warcraft 3 mission, the first Night Elf mission.
Yeah, the first mission of the expansion.
Yes.
Such a good campaign, bro.
It's the mission where you hunt Illidan and then he escapes on the boat in that little Night Elf town. Well, that little Night Elf town is behind us.
In the Night of Quests in this zone, you basically clean the town out of Naga and then go to Tiranda, and she promises to rebuild the town and re-establish Night Elf controls a bit in the area. So yeah, and here's the Torrent village of the zone, the main Torrent village of the zone. Of course, as Alliance we can't really get in, but let's do it anyway. Let's see. Those are okay. No. I really like the vibes here.
I really like that you chose this song as the Torrent theme. Like I didn't mean it for that, but you were right on point.
I know. Yes, I think the Shimmering Flats race quests were probably one of the first quests in that WoW, so yeah. Right.
The
I got
Moonhoof Village, there's like some lore here. I tied Moonhoof Village into Windhorn Canyon. The exiles from Windhorn Canyon actually came to Moonhoof Village and helped and became part of the Moonhoof populace. If you go to the building across the bridge, you can see that there is Windhorn, like the Windhorn. There's like Windhorn Taurens there that are speaking to the Moonhoof Elder, just as a little nod to what happened in Windhorn Canyon from the lore perspective. It just showing they came all the way up here because they're like sort of related, the Windhorn and the Moonhoof.
Because the Taurens in this zone, they are not like some kind of a retcon. We just assumed they have been here for a very, very long time, and they are separate from the Bloodhoof tribes, right? So they did not. They were like separate. It's not something that we like. I don't know, completely made up. That's in opposition to the previous lore. It's just an addition to it.
Yeah, when the Tauren were driven out from Mulgore from the Centaurs, their tribe split up and became nomads, and the Moonhoof tribe just ventured north to this coast and were accepted by the Night Elf because the Druids were taught Druidism by Cenarius, which is why they were allowed to live in these lands.
I mean, generally, Taurens always lived in Night Elf lands, right? So they were kind of like another race like Furbolgs to them, right? It's just something I had assumed. They were kind of friendly, but seen as a lesser race. All right, let's now go to Tyrandas. So the idea for Tyrandas was created from a very, very, very old map of World of Warcraft, drawn by Madsen, where on the very top right of Kalimdor, he put an island called Tyrandas, and I shared this picture with Moriena when he was creating the zone. I assume that this version of Tyrandas was meant to be Teldrassil, because Teldrassil was missing from that map, so that's probably a different idea then for Teldrassil. But in the end, we just incorporated it into the lore of
Here I shared the map, the channel.
Yeah.
I don't think it was supposed to be Teldrassil because there is a Teldrassil shaped
Yes, right.
island
I have
next to Aberdeen.
I have mistaken it for another map, but it's not labeled at all. So
yeah.
I think if it was supposed to be what it was, it would be with marker for the Nasus probably, but it's hard to say really, because as you can see, this picture that we sent is a very early concept for World of Warcraft. You can see it even with the classes, where you have Assassin class, Rune Master class, so definitely not something that's present in the modern game. Chaos damage, so yeah, it was kind of different.
Yeah, and since this concept drawing had Tyrandas approximately where Moonwhisper Coast would be, we just had to add it.
And as the zone itself is really inspired by Zangarmarch, this part of the zone is using actually Terokar Forest display IDs. What's the lore of this place? I think it's just like an old Night Elf ruin, like many others in Kalimdor, right?
What Terokar Forest display IDs do you have in mind?
Sorry, I meant the tile set of the textures. They are Terokar Forest.
No, that's just, I think.
I'm 99% sure that
I don't think these are.
This I don't think.
No,
think
because
it's-
when I was looking at the names of the textures, Terracore Forest was present. Because I was
I think
adding
it's
the
just Duskwood. I love the title, but I'll check what it is.
I'm pretty sure it's Terracore Forest. Doesn't matter. But I was just I was pretty sure.
It is. Oh, you're right. It's Terracore Forest. Damn, I'm busted. I don't even remember what textures I used.
I had to remember this because I was making the glass hits.
You know what's crazy? I could name the frickin' dirt and the grass texture too. They're both Tears Fall, aren't they? No, the dirt's Tears Fall.
No, it's Darkshore.
Oh, I'm
Darkshore
busted.
Dirt and Darkshore.
You guys are washed.
Washed.
Those statues with long ears are not ours. They are just Blizzard models. So.
They're just the I think Lordaeron statues. They paste elven ears on.
The custom model here is the temple in the back, which was a huge pain during development because it was crashing.
It was hella crashing.
And I couldn't figure out what exactly was crashing. And at some point, I just asked Moriena if he's okay if we replace the temple, but he was super sad about it.
Yeah, we're not.
So it took days. It took literal days to find out what was wrong with the WMO, but it's fine now. So,
Oh shit!
If you see that temple, it is not the same as Darnassus. You can go on some crazy places in that thing. You should check it out. It's very neat.
It has a tower in the top.
You can get all the way on the roof.
On the top of the
You
temple.
have been there.
On the top of the temple, you have the final. You basically finish the storyline of the zone, which I cannot talk about too much because I don't want to miss something for the Horde part. Basically, that's like a mad Tautoran druid moth shroud. That's like doing like that.
Yeah, he's basically he was getting kind of well, he's kind of getting mad from Blue Child.
Work of music again, nice.
And
Oh no!
he kind of got the idea from Satyr to just like use the relics that that the Highborn left in this temple to call down the moon from space and have it crash on Azeroth, which is basically the plot of what the druid wants to achieve here.
We can probably scale the temple because we don't have that much to see in the zone, so let's
What do
do
you mean? The cool stuff is just coming.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright.
You may as well scale the tower anyway. It's cool looking.
And we have enough people.
Oh, for sure. We have more than enough.
Can I get 1, 2, 3, please?
I'm
I'm
not making proper groups, by the way. You will live with what you have. So Shaman is giving Wind Fury to a Hunter, and that's it. And 2 Warriors. Okay, perfect.
I was asking our modelers if I could have a special WMO for this place, like some sort of temple. And the modeler that made Thorngorge made this Frankenstein temple out of different parts from Dire Maul and Elven Ruins.
Yeah.
And
Came out awesome.
This was awesome. Holy shit.
I specifically requested the garden on top and the tower where you can cross the bridge. Where we will just
Honestly, I've done this in game, like before, like a a month ago. It feels like you're doing like a mini dungeon. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, that was
I think the idea was to make it feel like Jinta lore. Like scale-wise.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
It also has like kill a lot of guys quest and rewards.
Oh my god, again.
Something decent for finishing it.
I find it's just a cool twist. Like, you would expect it to be a normal temple, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I'm on the roof. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How do we enter the... Here, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see the island and the town from up top.
Oh yeah. Looks great from here. We are coming close to the hiding place of the druid, that the moth shroud, right? Who wants to? I think that he wants to like summon the moon to Azeroth or something like this. Eat the moon. I'm not 100% sure what
I'm
he's
gonna
trying to
steal
do.
the moon.
That is.
Yeah, he's coming. Okay, let's get him. He has actual mechanics, but of course we'll just nuke him. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I didn't know you could go to the roof. This is pretty cool.
Oh my god, a blue
Oh
item.
my god!
Alright, let's go down. You could just jump. You didn't.
Who put a chest here? Holy shit.
For sure it was Dragunovi. I think he's
Yeah.
just...
Yeah, it was me. It was me. I placed all the. Wait, was it me?
Yeah, you placed it just.
Oh right. I think you placed the herbs and the ores.
No, you placed also
You
the
definitely placed the herbs and the orbs, buddy.
Oh yeah. Moriena did Northwind, I think. Wait, was that also me? Might have been me. Oh fuck! I did almost
you've done
everything.
that.
I didn't do the trees.
It's easy to forget such things
Uh,
after some point.
It's just me being humble, okay? I know I placed like almost all of them.
Congratulations.
We need
Yeah, I
some
placed
resurrection.
the chest there. I was being devious.
Oh no.
It's rewarding curiosity. That's for sure.
Alright, guys. Let's see the
Thanks,
rest of the
Morty.
zone. And then we'll finish by visiting Ice Point Rock for a while, because I think many people haven't seen it at all. It's very old piece of content. It's again one of the zones that maybe doesn't look the best at this point, but it's kind of special. When I found it organically myself, when I was first playing here, I was completely like
He was
shocked.
enchanted. Let's go. We got him.
I was
That was
enchanted.
always
I was
the goal.
enchanted.
That was always the goal, dude. If I can get someone enchanted by something, that's the W.
It's kind of hidden, because to get there you either have to like swim by yourself. If you zoom out to the map of Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor,
you
like
can
zoom
see
out,
it on the map, yeah.
you can see it on the very very top, but it can kind of look like something that's just like a stain on the map. So it's not.
Oh. Someone just got banned. Oh my god.
So it's not super obvious. It is what it is.
The GM's just killed someone for hosting a GDKP raid. Let's go, dude. Oh, we have to stop here. It's my boy, Kralt.
No, we
You
cannot
guys-
stop here.
Tilts of Moon Whisper.
We cannot stop
You
here.
guys
He's-
can thank me. This is one of 2 quests I added to this zone.
But he's forgotten, so we should just.
He's forgotten, though. We should probably leave him.
Another contribution to the zone was asking a million times to add Alex to the zone, and they could add it. Because
I did ask a lot to add elephants. That is true.
I really like elephants. Yes. So they are here, but they are very rare. And the lore idea for them happened because I was adding mounts at some point, and I had to write a flavor text to the mounts, to store mounts that actually never got added to the store. And I just wrote, Alex live in the northern Kalimdor, right? Like they are very rare, very elusive, but there's still few Alex remainder, and I think for like even a shitty store item, the lore has to be on point, right? So, all right. So this is the night of camp here. Sentinels were sent here to kind of like check on the area after Nendis was destroyed, and the quests, basically most of them are about reclaiming Tyrandas and Nendis itself. So yeah. I see our horde players are getting slaughtered, so maybe let's not investigate the town too closely. And Moriena said the good stuff is here, so feel free to talk about it, because I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, one of the things in this game, in this zone, was we had a big, me and Moriena went back and forth a lot with how many trees should be placed in the zone.
Oh no.
I always wanted the northern part of the zone to be like a plain, sort of like Mulgore. That was kind of the idea I wanted the northern half of the zone to be. I was like, the southern half could be like a swamp, but the northern half should just be like a plain, like a wide open expanse. So there's a lot of, and Moriena hated me for it, because I don't know if you know, but we don't have shadows baked in the game, so stuff just looks a little odd when you just place it by itself, like a single tree. Rest in peace. That's just because the client is so terrible, the 1.12 client. We don't get, it's not like Wrath where everything just looks beautiful because we placed it in Auget and it generated shadows, but that's me ranting. So yeah, we had to do a lot of extra work to make it feel natural, and I think Moriena did a good job blending like how many trees and how open it feels. Like I think it just turned out pretty good. I think at some point I suggested at some point that we should add little purple patches like under the trees.
Yeah.
With leaves, and I think that turned out awesome. There's like parts where there's like purple like leaves under the trees.
Here, but it still feels like a plain. It still has this like it's pretty open. It's not
speaking
a
of which,
yeah.
This is the part where I struggled the most, because I'm not the plain guy. I want my zones to be plastered with trees.
No, but it turned out
like they were in Northwind. So I was very discontent with what I had to do here. And then I had to remodel the entire landscape of the zone and retexture the grass, because what I did at the beginning didn't work with what I had at the end. So
amount of hilliness is perfect here. I think like it's not too flat. It just looks very nice.
Oh, right quick, on the left, the little Draenei buildings. Those Draenei buildings are actually like a direct Warcraft 3 model that we just like got someone to make. Like those huts with like the spikes and the log on top. Those are just like straight up a Warcraft 3 building, and we just got it made in WoW.
Shang, can you summon dude?
I completely don't understand the purpose of the log on the top, but it was just how it was in Warcraft 3, but it makes zero sense. Like
yeah, it makes zero sense. It just looks like that. We thought it'd be a good callback if anyone noticed them. They'd be like, oh, hey, those are those Draenei buildings from Warcraft 3. Thought it would just be a nice callback.
Alright, I forgot about the crystal. That's the main attraction. Alright. Here on the right you can see like kind of a graveyard, I think, for the Kodos. Oh, and a rare mob. Okay, let's get him.
The idea for these giant
everybody get ready to type thanks Dragunovi for the loot. Oh wow, that's actually good.
The Krite made these items.
Hey,
that's definitely a great item. That's definitely
Holy
a
shit.
great item.
That is actually good.
Thanks,
the idea for this graveyard is that Anshe, which is I think the sun in Tauran mythology, had a like an avatar, if you want to have it, that is in the form of a Kodo, and the ancient Tauran tribes worshipped her. And kind of these are her symbolic bones of an ancient giant Kodo. So,
Okay. Moriena, you explained this lore of this place like 7 times to me, and I still don't know it.
I also know the lore for this place.
Well, the big giant crystal you see there also uses the same model as the Genesis, so don't pay attention to that. But this giant crystal over there is a meteor from space, the Twisting Nether, and the blue dragons called it from the beyond using astrology magic. Or astronomy, I don't know. Astronomy. To harness its power. Because anything from the Twisting Nether is pure arcane energy that they can bolster their powers and further their goals and their ambitions against the mortal mages.
Yeah, so this was actually going to lead into the next patch, which was supposed to be Visions from Mazthoril, which is a reference to the blue dragon place in Winterspring called Mazthoril. Essentially what the lore we were kind of working with was there's like a splinter group or a faction of the blue dragons that are sort of like calling or trying to manipulate astrology for their own benefit. So like they've called this meteor down into Moonwhisper to harvest it for energy. And the idea was that they were going to continue to try to do that, and there would be factions that are sort of getting onto them, like the Kirin Tor for the Alliance and the Elemental faction for the Horde, the Earthen Ring. Were going to be factions you could gain rep for from the Blue Dragon dungeon and raid that was going to come next patch.
So
I think it was gonna happen again in Cradle of Stars, right? Well, the dragon would summon a crystal again.
And that patch would actually come like, I think it should have been like out by like June or July, because we had almost everything.
Oh, everything was done for it, yeah. We just had to like make the scripts and the creatures.
And what were the zones gonna be again?
There
Fun
would be no new
facts.
zone. But
Oh, dude, I had so many ideas down the line.
Is there
This
one-
northern tip of Moonwhisper Coast. This is like we're in theoretical land, all right? Welcome to theoretical
Okay.
land. This coast was actually going to link to another zone if you like zoom out a little bit, which would have been
Oh.
above Moonglade. We're in theoretical land. This was like way down the line for when we were
True.
gonna do custom factions.
like 2 years.
Like 2 years. Okay, this is what was gonna. This was in my brain while I was like in the shower just thinking of shit. So we were gonna do a zone above Moonglade and west of Moonwhisper Coast. So we would have edited Moonwhisper Coast to like have a road that led to the zone. And the idea was it was going to be the Furbolg starting zone, and it was going to be perfect because it would have
Furbolg.
linked directly into Darkshore. So you would have got 1 to 10, and you would have just got dumped into Darkshore like a Night Elf player. Oh, it would have been absolutely perfect. But
Guys, don't stream
Yeah.
because we'll have to summon you back. There's nothing.
I can summon them anyway. So.
Yeah, that summon is Blizzard. I don't know if it was Moriena or Blizzard, but that
I
was some
placed
like.
them. They're just
Okay.
there's the giant tower on the coast of this island because there's one chunk on the ADT that I couldn't change the texture, so I just placed this giant tower there to cover up the miscolored chunk of texture, so nobody has to see it.
Okay,
Then I
but
had
yeah,
to
but
place different more ruins there, so it doesn't look weird.
As Shang said, the idea was to make a football starting zone here. Expand Darkshore a bit because Darkshore has some place. I actually started some work on Darkshore extension in the north with the actual way to get to the Troll Village and some like.
There's
little
actually
stuff.
some very cool roads like in the mountains of Darkshore that just end, and it would have been cool to like actually make them go somewhere.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And yeah.
But yeah, that was all theoretical. The other idea was we were gonna have ogres start in like by Stranglethorn Vale or something. I don't even know.
Dragunovi and Blasted Lands, right? Because that
Yeah.
makes sense.
But the Bengal
close to that
Tiger
portal.
vendor was.
And about the next patch also. Next patch wouldn't have any new zones. It will just have some edits to Winter Spring, new heroic dungeon, so it would be like kinda like a level 60 dungeon with a lockout.
Yeah, it's like gonna be a 1 week lockout or something.
Tier 3 raid, right? And the last boss of the dungeon would have been the boss of the raid, right? So you basically like beat her up and she transforms into a dragon and flies away.
Yeah, think like Frozen Cave. I got so much hate for this when I suggested it. I was like, let's just do like Anixia's Lair, but like Frozen. And everybody was like, what do you mean? I was like, trust me, it will work. You stick to the basics. Dragon in a cave. We're a fantasy MMO.
but you
I got a bit
sold,
of pushback, but I was
you
very
sold it. You sold it very poorly. You just said, "Hey guys, let's make Frozen Onyxia." But the idea has a lot of legs.
Potential?
Yes, it has a lot of potential, and you're basically done. This is the saddest thing. We had most of the client side stuff done. Just like the rest of the patch would be just some cosmetic changes, like some bug fixes, like new professional recipes, some class changes, and we will just release it as soon as possible. All right, the dragon statues. I don't know what's the lore about it.
I think it was just a cool place to have.
Just basically the resting place of an old blue dragon, where the dragons are just chilling out. Some old ruins.
I think gameplay-wise, this area has no reason. Like, there's no quest sending you there.
There's the other dragon that you need to kill, I think. The striker.
Alright. But still, it was just something we usually incorporate in our zones to put like places that are not designed for a specific quest, that are just there, right? Because in newer versions of WoW, let's say, every little hub, everything has its purpose. In like older, like in vanilla, there are a lot of places that just exist in the world, and that it's something that we always try to do, right?
Yeah.
It's not like laziness we are not doing something because we don't want to or we can't. It's just something to put like places in the world that still create this kind of like mystery. All right.
On the small island, the bigger one, also a small camp of shipwrecked people who are just on a cruise. They're shipwrecked on this island coast, and you can actually meet the ghost of one of the people that were on that boat, which it doesn't have any purpose. It's just there to give purpose to the world.
Also, before we move on, I just want to give a shout out to our map maker. They got amazingly good at doing these vanilla-like maps. Like if you press M and just look at the Moon Whisper Coast map, my God, he got very good at the end. He was just cranking out absolute, just like 100% like Blizz-like maps. It was just crazy.
I think they are better than this. Like.
I think they are better. They keep the style, but they're just nice. Anyway, Ice Point time?
Ice Point time. So Ice Point is another zone created way before my time, so I won't be able to say much about it. So Shang probably has to share some lore and development stories.
Oh, I got some stories. So everybody say hello to Tamamo's only map on the project. God bless. This was actually done by Tamamo, like 50% of it. No, the textures weren't done. but the shape of it was pretty much like half complete by the time I got it. Kamamo abandoned this project, sorta. Like, they got it half done, and they were like, Shang, could you finish this? And I said, sure. I want to make a complaint. I did this without the icicles sticking out of it, and they were added in post without my knowledge, and I was very upset. But I think maybe they gave it a bit of character, maybe. I'm not sure.
I think without the icicles, it would look too generic.
Yeah, but I also wanted this place to be like blizzarding 24/7, so. But that never got in.
Can you summon me? Hello?
You didn't get summoned?
No. Thank you. Yeah.
Anybody else?
The quality of the map itself is mid at
I
best.
agree. I just used what I had, dude. I just painted it.
But yeah.
If we
But again,
had
when I got here, I was so amazed by like how secret it was. Like,
it was very secret. I was very happy about it.
I would have loved to expand this island. I kind of did it with the survival quest that I added last pitch. But if we ever got to the point where we would expand the fishing profession, I would definitely use this place for some fishing content.
we kind of.
I forgot this place. The one thing people really liked about this place was the secret gnome tower at the top. Where they were like spying on the God, what are their names? The walrus people? I forget their names.
Tuskar.
The Tuskar. And it actually gave me an idea, which I used in a Jara. That the idea that the gnomes like had a connection from all the way from Ironforge to Kalimdor, like they could just fly their gyrocopters all the way across the ocean through like little checkpoints where they'd refuel. Of course, this was before Nomergan bit the dust and died or whatever. I sort of wrote the lore that this network completely collapsed after Nomergan died. So I had this like lore in my head that the gnomes had this like checkpoint system that they could get a gyrocopter all the way across the ocean, sort of like.
Right, the quests in the.
There's quests for it, yeah. There's
okay,
quests
yeah.
for it.
I remember. And like the guys, after you tell them that the Nomergan has fallen, they're like, "Oops." Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea was, the guy that's in this camp up at the top of the tower, he like died or whatever. He was waiting for someone to get back from Nomergan. Turns out the reason the guy didn't come back is because Nomergan died, so he was just left here. So yeah, people really apparently liked that little notebook with the story of him like starving to death or freezing to death or whatever, the journal.
Amazing.
I just did that on a whim one morning when I was drinking my coffee. I just wrote it out and I put it
Love
in.
it.
I was like, all right.
I had no idea about it. Sounds great.
And then I used that sort of lore that I came up with when I wrote that journal for Flax Whisper, the patch afterwards.
All right. There's not much.
Man, I wish I was there on the last tour where you went to Northwind.
Sorry, I should have let you know beforehand. It was just done something like very organically, I guess. Like,
tough, yeah.
Yes, I just like had that free evening, so I figured that we can do it. All right, I think we can go to Hegel and Shang. Can you teleport us to the very bottom, and we just go through the whole zone?
Was this tournament as an Easter egg? I had never been here.
Oh, before we go, I want to show people one more thing, all right?
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what is it?
All right, incoming.
The Bingus zone.
I cannot. We can't enter if we don't have the quest done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I need to go on my paladin for that, apparently.
Damn.
Moo!
I wanted to
Oh,
take
shit.
people to the Moo Glade.
The cow level is actually real, guys.
Dude!
Remember
Yes.
when Fishbringer was the meta? Holy hell.
Man, I
That was
remember when
like,
this patch came out and it took like 2 months for someone to figure it out. It was such a good secret.
I joined this server just to go to Mumulan.
Yeah, but we cannot get there, so...
Okay.
Damn.
That's
Wait,
crazy that even GMs can't do it. Wow.
No, I don't have, like, this is my player character, right? So...
I physically can't summon you guys in unless you have the requirements. Can we go to the frog level? Sure, we'll go to frog level right quick.
Oh my god.
There's a frog level also.
I also have one more spot after this
Oh my god,
that I'm gonna show off.
it's not designed for 40 people.
No. So I have some funny stories.
Oh, it's that.
What the fuck?
All right, welcome to the frog room. If you've ever heard me talk about the frog room isn't real in World Chat, it's this place. I had so much fun in this room. You don't even know, man. I used to say the frog room isn't real in the World Chat, and if anyone engaged with me, I would check if they were in a dungeon or a raid. And if they weren't, I would summon them here for 10 seconds, and then I would port them back to where they were. So they were like, what the hell just happened? I wouldn't say a word most times. I would just let them be like, what's going on? And then they would just get ported back to where they came. Oh, it was so funny seeing some
You
of
would
the
morph into a
reactions.
frog and jump from
People
the...
in World Chat would just be like, the frog room is real, and nobody would acknowledge it at all.
And you were showing the jump, right? From the...
Yeah, I used to turn into a frog, and I used to do a joke like, do you want to see a trick? And then I would turn myself into a little frog and jump off the little diving board, and then I would teleport them back. just some funny trickery.
Tomfoolery.
Also, yeah, they have little bunk beds, and they have like little hookahs, and they read little books in the corner, and they're eating a little meal. Like it's just a cute little spot.
This spot was completely necessary for development.
All right, I got one more spot that's important to the devs. Let me make sure there's nothing here. I mean, does it even matter? Whatever. Welcome to Programmer Island.
Oh my
for
God.
us
Look at this.
This
For
is
us devs, I spent too much time here. I'll be honest with you.
this is way better than GM Island, guys. So
Before every patch, just some insider knowledge for everybody. When we were developing a patch, we would put all the NPCs for the patch here. They would be lined up like a platoon, like ready to go. We would just have them all out here. Moriena would place his in one area. I'd place mine in one area.
don't go too far, you might crash.
You might crash.
We would have like NPCs murder each other here because of different factions.
I remember
Yeah.
when there was a Hateforge patch, the bad girl Black Hammer was here, and he was shouting all the time to get back to work. He was very motivating us to working on that too.
So yeah, this
Oh,
is
by the
where
way,
when we were deving. This is where we would where we would prepare.
This green part
tests.
is like what the original Zulaman was intended to be like, I think. But they scrapped it. This is like what remains of it.
Yeah, the map itself is like some idea of
Super
Zulaman.
Alpha Zulaman. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's a lot of Elwyn also patched in. Like the Fargo Deep Mine.
But yeah, this one little spot is just so many patch cycles I've spent just in this little area testing NPCs. Like, I don't know. It's just a little nostalgic spot for me. I thought I would share.
Nobody
Guys,
knows where
really-
this music comes
guys,
from.
Really,
What
don't
is
walk
music?
too far away from here, please, because it will crash. And the music, I have no idea. It's some
It
ancient,
was probably Tamamo.
for sure, but I don't know from where it is.
Cameo.
Game crash, and we will have to like summon you out. So please don't walk too far.
Alright, I'm going down to the bottom. Give me a sec.
This sounds like RuneScape music.
I don't know what's too far. I just know I crashed 2 times here, but it could have been caused by anything. Now we just go for Hydro. We don't have that much to say about Hydro itself, to be honest, but we just go to Northern. Because
Yeah, I still got a few stories I can share.
I kind of have to go in a moment, so we just make.
Oh
like
my
a-
god, this is a cataclysm music.
Yes, we'll just have like a somber walk and a goodbye, because it's the second and the last word tune. I will have some parting words to you.
Dude, I remember
Guys, let's not do a RP walk maybe, because we don't have 7 years, but because the zone is absolutely gigantic.
Yeah, valid. We would have arrived in like half an hour.
This is beautiful.
All right. So if you have
And I
anything to say,
remember-
Shang,
I got a story. Why not? We're actually missing out on a bunch of content that should have been in the game. I had an infamous hard drive death.
Oh,
in
not
2023.
that one.
Every dev knows about the hard drive death. I had finished an update to Dunmoreau at the time. I had finished an update to Tolbarad at the time.
Tolbarad? No.
Yeah, I had a Tolbarad edit, and I was always like, "Yeah, yours was better." I don't know if you remember. What else?
Yeah,
was there?
with
There
the
was something else.
ship graveyard there.
Balor.
Oh no, it was Balor. I had a Balor
yeah,
edit that was
exactly.
done. It wasn't Tolbarad, sorry. I did Balor. I did like this huge elaborate Dunmoreau edit that honestly looked awesome. And it was like where that like empty area is, like west of Dunmoreau. And like it like went all the way down to like the wetlands. It had this cool like mountainside cliff. Oh, it was so cool. I spent way too much time on it. Like you could walk from Dunmoreau and you could take like a mountainside path all the way down to like the wetlands, and it was like super treacherous. And it was just like really cool. Yeah, so I had Balor, I had that Dunmoreau edit, and I had Southern Silithus was another one. And my hard drive died, and like I would try to move stuff off the hard drive, and it would only move like a couple kilobytes a second. Like it was completely toasted. So I had like I knew it was dying because like weird stuff was happening to the hard drive. Like folders started to like disappear. So I had to save one thing from that hard drive, and the Dunmoreau edit was like just too big. So I said, screw it. Let's try to save the Southern Silithus edit before this thing goes out. And I managed to save it, but it never made the light of day because it was just too unfinished. But man, what a shame. There was so much content that just got just erased.
You actually omitted the whole point of this talk about Hydrol. Because...
Oh, there's also a part of Hydrol that got lost too.
Because Shang had like part of it wasn't Hydra edit wasn't finished, but he had like a southern Hydra like upper Russian Vale. There's a pretty big area left, right, where something could be put.
Like if you if you press M and you highlight over Hydrol, like if you zoom out once and you hover over Hydrol, you'll see there's like this area between Ashenvale and Hydrol that just doesn't light up. I essentially raised all that land up to Hydrol's level, and I like built it into like what this troll area was that we're coming up to. It was like partially troll area and like partially like a night off town. It looked kind of neat. But yeah, that also died in the hard drive crash. And then I had to start over Hydrol, which was really depressing. Yeah. And is honestly, I'm going to be 100% honest, this is why Hydrol's kind of a little uninspired. Like I literally just took the vanilla ADTs at that point. I was just so defeated. I was
it's very similar, yeah. It's very similar to...
Can I ask, so the terrain, it was taken from the original ADTs, right?
Yeah, it was just the Hydrol, like that you're looking at now, and I just raised the southern part.
Town, the troll town, the Zulhata, is a custom edition completely. Mm-hmm. And actually, let's go to my first model ever made for Turtle WoW. Let's go.
The Shadow Valley Cave.
I cannot move. Let's go.
People are gonna die to these trolls, dude. They're brutal.
I know.
Dude,
these guys are nasty, yeah.
I'm flabbergasted at at the design of this zone. I don't know why they never used it, or did they use it?
This zone is terrible in gameplay. This is it looks great, but it's unplayable. Because the moving around here is just tragic. We had to use teleports, and it still is pretty bad. Okay, let's kill those trolls.
Yeah, I just died.
You are level 10. Like,
Don't do them like that.
No, I'll have to be teleported.
oh my god. So this model is actually my first tries, and without it, we wouldn't have everything else. It looks like shit at this point.
It is a little rough, yeah.
Because it's not a completely custom model even. It's like an edited something from Shadow Moon Valley, I think.
Yeah, it's like a Naga cave.
It kind of does, actually, yeah.
This is a Naga
TBC
cave
Naga
from
dungeon.
TBC. Yeah.
But I was asked by Shang if I can do something, and I did this. And without this, we wouldn't have anything.
Yeah, this shit WMO is the start of the 3D team. Yes.
Dude, it looks a little off, but I like it because it's unique. Like,
The problem is there's no transition texture from wall to floor.
I didn't even know how to do it even. But I know back then, so.
well,
Okay.
Bliss has been guilty of this as well, so. Wow. No, dude, you did a great job.
Oh no, the M maps. The M maps!
What the heck?
That's a classic bug in that lore. Like some mobs, in some places they will have issues with pathing, right? Here they barely can move because of duplicated IDs. Anyway, let's go get out of this cave.
Straight down.
Oh,
And let's continue to Northern Arm.
Is it Zulaman music here?
Very possible. I don't remember. It was so long ago.
DM map.
What the fuck? Go on. Went up 5k crit. Thank you.
Verticality is scuffed in WoW in general. It's not just our fault. Oh my god. Shang, do you think, like, if we were doing Hydro now, like, except for the lawsuit, of course, do you think we would have done fully custom one? I think we would, right?
Nowadays, yep.
Because this zone, I think it was meant as a raid in the beginning, right? I think this was actually supposed to be the first raid, but they made Molten Core. I remember reading a story about it somewhere.
No, I think it was built as a zone, but it was just like
It was an open world raid in its concept.
I know I read something that they made Molten Core in like 2 weeks. So because they were super unhappy with Hydro as a raid. I would have to check. I think it's in the WoW diary, right? In the John Stats book. But I I'm not 100% sure. I mean, the cave is custom, so it's custom. It's from TBC the model, so it's
Also,
it's not...
we were so far ahead in our design. We made this like the area beneath us, the circle of power. That was actually designed to be the world boss from Kara 40. Like even when we released Hydro, like that was the idea. That's why there was nothing there. We're always like, it was just kind of an idea. It was like it'd be cool if we had a world boss from Kara. Summon Rose. There we go. Oh wow, this reminds me of all the competition at the time when I think it was what server was it? Was it Duskhaven? They did like a Hydro at the same time of us.
Yes.
I don't remember. They had like a giant demon
It was Duskhaven.
crater, and there was like a world boss, and we were like, I was just like, what are these guys doing?
They had like a fully scripted zone. It was like from Legion upwards.
Wow.
Not vanilla at all, but yeah.
This crater looks so good.
I will give Blizzard props. The terrain painting and everything is just really good.
Yeah, the zone visual is stunning. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And just gameplay wise.
Why
moment
did they never use it? Or did they use it in the raid in TBC?
In Cataclysm, they use it in raid in TBC, and in Cataclysm they used a very modified version of the zone. But the moment you enter here into Nordrassil Glade, it's great. Here you see the top. Here you see the top half of Archimond, and his legs and his bottom spine are in Timbermore in the last room. So if you take a look in the Ursol room, you see his legs and his spine.
Why are
in
they
the roof.
Because he's the reason for the corruption of Timbermore Hold. His blood corrupted the waters, and that corrupted the food books. The Timbermore Hall raid, the final room, is directly beneath us at the moment. I mean, lore-wise, gameplay-wise, it's obviously on a separate map, but yeah.
Yes. Not exactly there.
I will say Nordinar was fun to design, like for level 60s to have interesting stuff to want to grind the shards for, I will admit. It was very neat. Making all the armor sets and like the consumes and the like the illusion, and then we tested around with the bow racial, which sort of turned into the Frey Island quest, so I thought that was neat. Yeah, it was just very cool to design level 60 content for. It was like when we released this patch, it was so cool seeing the like thousands of people in this zone. It was awesome.
Everyone trying to do the attunement, bugging, figure things out, yeah.
Yeah, 17.0 release was really good.
Yes, very good memories.
I hated the attunement. Oh no.
I mean,
don't say it in front of Voji.
When it released, it was very hard to do.
Remember, is the NPC that sells the Arcanite Rod still here?
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
Okay, so finally I can share something, because now I will just blame Shang. So I made the attunement and I got the list of items needed from Shang. And I didn't check what items those were and just put it into the quest. And Shang put an item that requires an alchemist to make. And that kind of broke the economy for a few hours. we reacted very fast, but yeah.
That's a good thing about being a small team. We could react to stuff that happened on the server like a day after. It was kind of nice.
No, it was like few hours, but some people really took advantage of it. But yeah, I think in general it was our first raid release. It was our first big project, and thank God we did it before Cara 40 because it taught us so many lessons about design and stuff. So yeah, all right, we are done here. We've seen everything in Kalimdor. We've seen almost everything in Eastern Kingdoms. So that's few words from.
Let's get a pick under the tree right quick.
Let's get a pick, and I will have some words.
Oh my god.
On the.
Go to the other side where it's more shallow. Right here actually is good. Yeah. All right, dismount, stand up. I'll do a countdown, and on I'll go 1, 2, 3, and on 3, everybody do. Let's do a slash wave. I think that'll be a little goodbye. Yeah. How about everybody face the way Shang face, like towards the water? Yeah, I think that'll be better. Love the mountains in the background.
I just removed the red marker.
Oh my god, what is Voji so big?
Let me turn off names right quick. Just for myself. Alright.
Don't forget to share your pictures on the Turtle Grove.
Alright, everybody got slash wave? Here we go.
Yeah.
On 3, everybody wave. 1, 2, 3. Alright, guys. Any devs have any final stories before we say goodbye? Any final words?
I just have a few words because it's the last tour. So I would like to thank everyone for coming and everyone who's listening later on YouTube. Making the content for everyone here was absolutely amazing, and it was a journey and adventure I will never forget. And I just like to thank you guys for playing, for enjoying stuff, for hating stuff, for giving feedback, and hopefully we'll see you all in our next project. Thank you guys.
Yeah, likewise.
Well, thank you guys for coming. Thanks for playing. Thanks for hating the stuff we did. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
and,
I hate religion up in this. Fuck it.
And yeah, much love.
Yeah. Thanks for all the work you put in.
I'll see you all in Pibble Island Adventure.
No, it's not real.
Alright, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening to our bozo ranting.
Bozo.
I don't know if this is a final goodbye, but I just want to say also thank you for giving the server an opportunity and making me, indirectly making me myself believing in my music. Before a little while I was nothing. So thank you all.
Yeah, for sure, dude. You did great work. Happy to have you around.
Same.
Oh. All right. Oh, yeah. There's the Turtle Grove. If you want to, feel free to go post a leaf on that.
Leaf, we're almost at 1,000.
Oh my god, almost 1,000 leaves.
2 leaves.
I'm gonna go drop some myself. I have a few more things I'll put on there.
I gotta let them more.
Alright, guys. Thanks for coming. Farewell.
Thank you guys. See ya.